A lot happening at the state capitol on this Wednesday morning, but these are advocates that have been rallying against health care cuts for well over a year now, since Congress was first debating whether or not federal funding cuts would happen. And now that they have happened, these advocates say it's up to the state to make up for those costs.
That's criminal.
We know that you are not responsible for these awful cuts, but now the responsibility does lie in your hands. Generating the revenue that we need is necessary to preserve and restore health care access, and we must make that a top priority this year.
Democratic Assembly member Mia Bonta, chair of the Assembly Health Committee, joining healthcare advocates demanding state action to backfill the funding gap left by Congress's so-called Big Beautiful Bill.
This is federal leadership at its worst.
State officials say the cuts will likely cost California an additional $1.4 billion, of which $1.1 billion will be for Medi-Cal, the state version of Medicaid.
It provides me with my epilepsy drugs and other drugs that support me to keep me alive.
Amanda Parker faces high risk of seizures. She's able to afford 24/7 support by caretakers like Liliana thanks to state insurance.
You know, there really isn't a plan to address potentially the loss of coverage for millions of people and what happens to them.
Advocates reacting to the governor's initial budget proposal, which acknowledged the cuts and absorbed the administrative costs resulting from new eligibility requirements, but provided no backup plan for the individual caseloads or benefits likely to be impacted.
And our message to him is, well, then what's your solution?
And we have to demand that the values of California be covered in that budget.
Because who gets to decide?
We reached out to the governor's office. The Department of Finance responded, saying the administration is not in a position to backfill for this change in federal policy, given the significant budget deficits projected for the future.
And these advocates say they'll continue to keep an eye on the governor and the legislature as they continue discussions toward a final budget. At the state capitol, Jenny Hutt, CBS 8.